Hello there, it's Moira MacDonald. Welcome back to From Paper Scraps to Sexy Back. The story of Franken pages. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to shoot most of this video in little sections, I'm afraid, simply because I don't have the room to set up everything in one go, so I'm going to have to move stuff about when I'm doing things. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use my big shot to what's called dry emboss, which is basically embossing with an embossing folder. I've picked out two of the tags, this one because it's kind of small, so it's going to be, you know, not a great size for putting a focal image on. Having said that, I might still do it, but what I thought I would do is I would emboss it first and judge from there. I'm going to emboss this one as well. Now there is a bit of embossing on this, so this will be interesting to see how this pans out. I've got an embossing folder from Couture Creations. I have no idea what the name, oh no, it's called Intrinsic because the name's up the top. If you're going to emboss with anything, if you've never embossed before, and you've got yourself your big shot and whatever, there's the right side and the wrong side, if you like. When you're putting your paper in, generally speaking, the side with the writing on it will give you the impression that you want for it to be embossed, because this side pushes up into hollows in that side. So if I put in my paper like that, my embossed image will be facing towards me. So you then take your panel, or your cutting plates should I say, top and bottom, and then just basically run it through. And run it back. I don't need to run it back, but I will because I've just got no room here. And out comes my folder with the embossed pattern, and the other side is what we call debossed. If debossed's a word, I don't think it is, I think it's a word that crafters have invented. But that's your embossed side. So I'll do the bigger one as well now. Oops, it's a bit squeaky and it moves because it's on paper. I'm not sure I ran it through the whole way there. What's this? I've actually got a new big shot, but I haven't bothered trying to set it up yet because there really is an awful lot of stuff I should be tidying. I've tidied my Christmas stamps, that's a start, but I haven't tidied a lot of other stuff, so I'll build up to it. Right, so there we go, that's your embossed side again, which it looks as if you're getting quite a good, you know, you're seeing the impression quite well on the debossed side. I pity the fool, as Mr. T would say, that tries to write on that, because I don't think it would be very easy. But again, it's, in terms of decorative ephemera within a journal, it's very attractive. Right, so I shall cut here and be back once I've tidied away the big shot, and we'll see what we do next. Right, well here we are with the bane of my existence, the sewing machine, and oh sorry, this is the problem I'm up against with the sewing machine. It's very difficult. Wait a minute. How's that? No. Right, wait a minute. Adjust that angle slightly. Right, there is no room for me and the camera and the sewing machine. Right, the embossed tags. I've got some little bits of pink fabric. Trying to show you these, but the lighting's absolutely appalling. And what I'm going to do is just basically stitch them onto these wee tags, because like I said, I can't, these tags aren't going to be able to be used because they're embossed for writing, but that doesn't mean to say that they don't represent something pretty attractive. This was white lace that I coffee dyed this morning. It's modern lace, but I wanted to give it the vintage feel by giving it a bit of coffee staining, because it certainly adds edge to it. So we'll take a tag, we'll take, I don't know how well you're going to see this, we'll take a tag, we'll take a piece of fabric, it's just a wee pink polka dot, move that one out of the way just now. And what I might also do is, I've still got music sitting on my desk from yesterday, sorry. I genuinely don't know how much you can see here because it is honestly just so dull. I'll just tear a wee bit off and we'll stick that under the lace and fabric. And we'll run it through. This will probably be a fight because it's not flat. I mean, I notice when I watch the likes of Gail and Wendy, and they've got lovely sewing machines and they do all sorts of fancy stitches. I can do those fancy stitches if I leave my foot up and my paper just dances about, but I'm not sure that's what you want to see. It certainly doesn't look as pretty as theirs. Right, let's go for this. And we'll run back. And that'll do as I think. And hold on, I'll try and stand up so I can see what I'm showing you. There you go, that is done as it's likely to be. I think what I might also do is I'll maybe stick a wee postage stamp or something on top of that. So we'll do that once I've done. So hold on a second, that's postman. I'm back. And the good news is, that was it was the post, and it was also the guy from Amazon delivering a bottle of Fabri-Tac, from which Daisy saved me. Oh, sorry. Right. I've got the smaller tag, and this is actually quite thick. I'm hoping this goes through okay. I've got a piece of music paper. Can you see this okay? Piece of music paper, piece of thicker lace, piece of kind of shabby chic floral pinky fabric, and a little bit of seam binding. And I'm going to try and sew this to, wait a minute, lift that up again. I'm not sure how you're meant to do this, if you're meant to put the foot down before you put the needle in or what. Because I don't know anything about sewing, and I don't really want to be honest. I'm not that interested, I just do this because this is what everybody else does. And that's us. I was telling a few folk, you know how Gail did a video at one point showing you how to clean your sewing machine? Well, the other day everything got all kind of bumbled up and stuck, and I thought I'll give it a go, I'll try taking it apart. Well, Gail, if you're watching, don't ever show me anything like that again. Seriously, I mean, I thought I was going to have to throw it out because I could not get the wee bit that the spool fits into, I couldn't get it back in. And I mean, I tried everything, and it was reaching the stage where I thought, well, this is it. You know, I'm lucky if I've had this probably about a year, maybe just over a year, and I've clearly jiggered it by taking this thing out. And as if by magic, it fell back into place. And touch wood, the machines went really well since I've done that, although I've not sewn that much, but what I have sewn has been okay. So, you know, I'm not going to complain too much, but Gail, I called you for everything. It was all your fault. Right, that's that. Machine off. Pause the filming, and we shall move the machine back and go back to what we do next with the tags. Right, so the machine's away, and now I have, while I was putting it away, dug out some stamps. and I shall just stick them to the wee tags, and that'll be those tags done. Just move some stuff out of the way. Here's my scissors. Not that I need them, but where are they? Right, I'll cut all these wee bits of thread off because these really annoy me. Most of these kind of things, I know you should be tying ends off and all that kind of stuff, but I don't bother with that because, well, I don't know anything about sewing, so what I don't know about I'm not going to do. If I'm not bothered about these kind of things, and it isn't unusual for me to do this, what I do is I go over the ends with a wee bit of glue, because that again will definitely do the trick. Honestly, see, as soon as I start, wait a minute, open that door. It's just a squirrel. Right, where's my glue? My existing Fabri-Tac I'll use, and I shall just, if I can get it opened, put a teensy blob in the ends on the wrong side to ensure that they don't unravel, and they won't, they'll be fine. And I'll do this one too. Just a wee toty blob. Toty's a small amount in Scotland speak. That's us. Right, now I'm going to add these stamps to the other side. Just dug out some random stamps. I think that's Russian, but it's got a nice red rose on it. I've got 2 Canadian ones and one from Holland that's red, and my Canadians are red and brown, so they're going to be pretty much in keeping. That's maybe not so much that one because of the purple on it, but it doesn't matter, I'll still use it anyway. Right, so normally for normally for postage stamps I would just use a glue stick, but because this is embossed, it's going to be a bit up and down, and in that respect a glue stick I don't think will cut it. Notice how I just continue to work as if that isn't happening. Honestly, if I dived up every time the dogs barked, I would never be done. Daisy she's at her most frantic in the mornings. I don't know what goes through her head. Maybe it's just that there's more folk cutting about in the morning. Right, so that's effectively taking the place of focal points on that one with my background. I don't know if it's that there's more folk walking up and down the road outside, because we do live on a main road, but having said it's a main road, it's not really there isn't really that much footfall. It tends to be, it's fairly busy traffic wise. There's always a lot of cars, but clearly Daisy manages to find folk walking by every now and again, probably just folk out walking their dogs or folk going to work, and she goes bananas every time they walk past. Right, that's those. Put my lid on the Fabri-Tac. That's those 2 done. So we've got that one. I've still obviously to punch a hole on these, and that one. Can you see me? Okay. I don't know if the lighting's good enough. I hope it is. So I don't want to have to film again. Right, we'll put them out of the way. That's a lot of wee threads that we don't need. And we'll tackle another one. Now what I also did earlier was I printed off some images of pretty girls and ladies and things like that, and I wanted to try and keep with the pink. Now I was going to use worn lipstick to go around them. I don't think worn lipstick's going to go tremendously well with the pink that's on this, because this is quite vibrant pink, but well, we'll judge once I've done it. I'll do one and see what it looks like. If it doesn't look right, then it's back to vintage photo. and this is just normal distress ink I'm using. And I only ever buy the small ones if you've never seen me before, mainly because I don't do that much with them that I think buying the great big ones is relevant. Right, I think that's, she's pretty enough and she's nice enough, but I think actually what I might do is I dug out some washi, because, where's my glue stick? Because that's quite so vibrant as it is, I think I'll cover that over with a bit of washi. I know I could get gesso and do it, but I was saying to someone else this morning, I think you can get what's called heavy, oh, my nail's break. You can get what's called heavy gesso, and I wish to goodness I had bought that, because the gesso I've got is quite watery. It doesn't do great coverage. And you know how that old theory about apply it with a dry brush? When I apply it, no matter what I do, it just kind of, well, it goes everywhere, quite frankly. Right, this is Tim Holtz washi paper. I was looking for something that was kind of, well, I don't like using this word when we're talking about Tim Holtz, but I'm going to have to, bland, because it's, you know, it's not colourful, it's not vibrant. I could have used a colourful one, but I would have needed to have stuck with the pink in some fashion, and I don't want to add any more pink, to be honest, because I think I'm pinking it up enough. Right, so I'm just trying to get it straight, to be honest. Right, and we'll stick that there. And now the squeaky toys in the room. My videos are a sight, aren't they? I think folk just watch me for the laugh, to be honest. Right, so that's that in place. We're going to add our little girl there as our focal image, I think. I mean, I could still add a wee bit of fabric at the back of her on top. In fact, I think I will. I'll use the fabric type, but I need to watch what I'm doing with this, because it's quite a thin fabric. So you don't want to overdo the fabric tag. I think, to be honest, it holds reasonably well anyway, so in that respect I don't think you need to pile tons on. Right, and we'll stick my wee lassie on. That looked like a lot, but it was actually only a light coating. And stick her there. Now, to hold her down, I don't know, shove my fingers on her. I'll put one of my acrylic blocks for my stamping on top of her, and that'll hold her down, and I'll go and shut the door to shut out Daisy's barking, if you can bear with me. And we're back again. Right, so that's that one done. Going to move it out the way and put that back on it to hopefully flatten it a wee bit. In fact, I've got a nice big heavy bottle of rubbing alcohol I can put on top of it to hold it down and flatten it a bit. Right, let's see what we've got next. I mean, it's probably just, this is going to be more of the same, to be honest. I think as well, what I might do is I might actually go around the edge of these with a worn lipstick, just for a wee bit of continuity. The one thing that strikes me when you do this is it's because of the amount of fluid that's gone on top of these, you know, in terms of glue and whatever, and there was a lot of glue, albeit that it was, what do you call it, matte gel, it puckers the paper somewhat, which doesn't make it lie terribly flat. The ones that have been embossed obviously don't lie flat because they've been embossed, but in some respects it actually flattens them better than just the ones you don't do. Right, now I might actually trim the top of that off a wee bit. And let me think, I might add a wee bit of this to that as well, because this is quite, the pink's really quite vibrant. I should have, see, it would have been alright if all I'd done was the pink, but when you want to add an image on top, attractive though this pink is, it doesn't necessarily match in with one lipstick. So we'll fire on a bit of the bland washi to distract from the vibrancy of the pink. And then we'll add our image on top. Trim that away. And I also did a couple of, I like scraps, I really like scraps. It's quite difficult to get around scraps with distress ink though, that's the only thing I would say to you. Because obviously they are just paper, and they're not, although they're thicker than your average piece of paper, they're not that thick. Can try, but I don't think it'll show up very well. I don't suppose it really needs to though. I mean, it's one of these things, when you're doing the edge of something with distress ink, you don't need to have it screaming at you. You only need the barest fraction sometimes, especially when you're using the likes of pink. It's not too vibrant, and we'll add that. It's quite an attractive wee kind of white with a hint of pink rose. At the end of my glue's gunked up. I think whoever makes Fabri-Tac could do with coming up with a consistency that's not quite so thick. Although I suppose I've got to assume that when they designed it and manufactured it, they found what was a kind of reasonable consistency to achieve what's got to be achieved with it. Right. It's actually marginally bigger than my tag, but again, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to let that go. See, it's hanging over the edge a wee bit there, but that's okay. Right, I shall move the wee lassie because she should be stuck by now, and stick the scrap one in to be flattened. That's my big bottle of alcohol, I think, for doing my ink blending. Full of good intentions with the ink blend, but I haven't really done much of that either. Right, next. Now, another nice wee lassie. That wee lassie could do with sticking down better there. I ordinarily would print my pictures on matte photo paper, but I'm running out, so I've got some glossy photo paper and I just used that. And I mean, it does okay, it just means you really can't go over it with the likes of glue, you know, going over the face, because it'll just not work. Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac on your fingers, told a tale on you. Fabri-Tac on your fingers, said you are untrue. Dee 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 dee. Quite often sing to myself. I've got to sing to myself because nobody else wants to listen to me mostly. Right, I hope I'm not muttering. Some folks sometimes tell me I mutter, but it's just because I'm not used to talking and crafting. I can hear Whimper Dan. Whimper Dan is Daisy. She likes a wee at the door. She's inside the kitchen, which is right next to where I am, and she's looking at me and whimpering because she wants me to open the door so that she can go out and bark at the window. And I'm not doing it. I think we can tolerate her in the room with. Right, I've only got another 3 tags left, and I think I've got more than 3 things. I've got 2 wee lasses. Got that wee lassie. And I've got another scrap. And I've got a wee bit of lace, which I think I'll add here. So, a wee bit worn lipstick on this wee lassie. The images I picked, I tried to get either kind of black and white or ones that have maybe been artificially coloured with pink in some way, you know, maybe they've got pink flowers in their hair or something like that. I'll just run over it with a bit of pink. It's quite faint, it doesn't, it's not screaming, so it's all about the continuity, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to stick down this wee bit of lace up the top. I had a wee bow on it going, I don't know where that was, it's probably lying under another image. Squirrel! Oh, flatten her down for the other side and that should hopefully hold her. See, the problem is because the paper itself, the tea stained paper is in itself puckered, and then you add your matte glue, which is more fluid no matter which way you dress it up, and there you go, that's that. I'll put her over there and set the bottle on top here to flatten. Right, I think on this one I shall add my bit of fabric, and I'm going to add a scrap. I'm going to add that wee bit of fabric there because again I've kind of vibrant that gilding polish, which again I do love. It just maybe wasn't the best idea with this, considering what else I'm adding to it. I mean, it's still, it's not. Oh, Timmy. That's Timmy telling Daisy to come, and I don't think Daisy's taking him on. What is it, bud? Oh, shushed. Right. Bear with me, I need to go and look. What is it, son? Come on. The birds were feeding in the garden next door, and he wanted picked up to see the birds. So he got picked up, and I put him back down because as soon as I pick him up, Chip starts to bark, thinking he's wanting to play. So I put him back down, he started barking again. So we're in. Everybody's in. Right, I've got a wee scrap I'm going to add to this one, I think. Because I don't want everything to look the same, so I don't want to just... I do have a nice pretty girl image there, and I've got one more to do, but I was going to use actually, I don't see... No, I was going to say I was going to use ephemera on it. You know, a shrunken down ephemera. But the only thing is, I can't use that, and it's not big enough to do it justice, and it would cover too much of the background for my liking. So I don't want to do that, so we'll see. Once I've done that, I'll have a look at it and see what we come up. Turn her over and flatten her that way. When you do have puckered tags like this, if you do have a big shot, you can just run them through the big shot without, you know, putting anything else in with them. Or alternatively, you can you see that okay? You can just put them under the old traditional pile of bits, and that works just as well. Right, we'll put her there. Now, I've got that wee bit of ephemera, and I've also got a wee lassie. Actually, the wee lassie's quite nice for that, because I've also got a little bow, a little lace bow. So I think what we'll do is we'll just use wee lassie, and the ephemera can wait, and it can figure somewhere else in the crafting. I'm going to stick a bit of this to the bottom. Not for any reason other than I'm not really overly keen on that book text. This is going to take me ages to put these wee bits of video together today, but there's not really a lot I can do about it. It's you know what it's like when the dogs start to bark. Oops, stuck to my wee lassie. Just trim it down. That'll do. And a pile of stuff to be thrown out. Now, oh, I was going to do need to do my worn lipstick on my wee lassie. Sometimes you can't get in very well with the ink blending tool, and there is, I've got those wee finger dauber things, but I'm saving them. You know that way you save stuff rather than using it. I'm very guilty of that. I don't know about the rest. I think we all are. Everybody gets stuff and then doesn't want to use it because they're keeping it for good or just the right project, but just the right project, it's, can't make up your mind what it is, just the right project. Pink that up. I'm gonna pick you up. Right. We'll get our wee lassie down. And then we'll stick on. I actually did, you know how I did the stamping yesterday with the kind of floral, I can't say it, floral flourish stamp. I also, after the camera went off, dug out a text stamp and did a wee bit of pink stamping with a text stamp. And there's some text on this, which is rather attractive, I don't mind telling you. Right, that's where wee lassie down. I want to put this wee bow next to her. In fact, the wee bow is going to overlap her slightly. There's my lid. Oh, my wee lassie needs flattened. Right, turn her over, and I need to exert some weight on her to flatten her down and make sure she sticks. I mean, I could go around all of these and sew them, but oh no, it just, sorry, it's soul destroying. I know some folk can probably sew really quickly, but I'm not that kind of girl, I'm afraid. I think she's got some glue running across her face. Yeah, she'll be fine. Oh, she really has now. Oh, I've ruined that. There's no, yeah, I'm not redeeming that one. Yeah, silly sausage, Moira. Can you see it? It's she's got glue right across her face, and it's really unattractive. So that tag's, I've killed that tag. Oh well. We'll need to live with it. There's nothing we can do. We can't bring her back. Oh well, maybe I could make up by making another tag completely afresh, but without, yes, I'm sure I could. Right, I've got some black card and I'll just use that because it's on my desk. Now I'm going to, you don't want all your tags to look the same anyway, do you? I've got a stamp here which is kind of, what do you call it? It's meant to be like a paint peeling distressed texture. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use it with the pinky stuff because I really like the pinky stuff. Once I can open it. There we go. Probably got my jumper covered in pinky stuff. Oops. Might have overdone that. Light hand, Moira, light hand. That's fine. Lid on. And put that in the sink. Give me just a second, I'll also get a wipe. Just to clean off any. This is what the problem was. When I turned that tag over, there was glue, ironically off the tag. Right, I'll show you this. This is it on black card. I'm hoping you can see that okay. Right. So it gives you like a kind of distressed paint feature in the background. Now what have I got left? Well, what have I got left? Now I know I had some images, hold on, where did I put them? Because I cut out, I did cut out a couple of extra images, so I'll maybe use that, use one of those, and we've got some music we can use. And what we'll do is we'll distress around the edge of the music with the worn lipstick. And just use my normal glue. This has lasted quite well. Just using normal glue because this is paper to paper. So it doesn't. Hold on till I open the door again. Right, Chad, I'm coming. Go. Squirrels. Right. Glue stick, I'll add a wee bit of bland washi. Now, because I hadn't planned on using her, I hadn't actually cut her out, so bear with me and I'll fussy cut her. Oh, the squirrel's copping it big time outside. The squirrel's absolutely nowhere near them, by the way, when they go like that. Because the squirrels move like the wind, and fast though they are, the dogs, they're not that fast. Right, that's her cut. run around her with distress ink. I don't have any of that fabric left. I've got some wee bits of lace. But that's my work. This is how you make stuff on the fly. I've got a piece of ephemera that I was going to use, and I think what I might do is I might still add it because it is pink. I would like something floral though, I have to say, so bear with me a second until I get into my washing again. Right, I've got some, hold on, it's all going to fall on the floor. There we go, that's that flat. Right, I've got some washi here that is floral. Lift that away because I'm going to stick it on that side. In fact, wait a minute, we don't need it all. Get rid of that wee bit. And we'll stick that there. I watch folk sticking stuff down and I don't seem to have any bother. I go to do it and never get things as I mean to. Bear with me while I flatten that. Right, my ephemera was going to go there. And then my wee lassie. You're not really seeing the... That's okay, it doesn't really matter. I was going to say, you're not really seeing the Tim Holtz bland thing there. Bland washi tape. It's gone very quiet outside. I'll need to go and see what they're up to. I'm nearly done anyway. Right, this time instead of turning her upside down and sticking her to the blooming table, a fool, like the fool that I am, I shall take my acrylic block and put that on her. And a bottle of that to hold it down for a minute. Put the glue away so that we can try and tidy up a wee bit. I'm back in my ink drawer and give the table a wee wipe. This, once this marks, that's it. This kind of stuff, it's not as wonderful as I was led to believe when I bought it. Right, wait a minute, throw these out of the way and then we're going to have a look at what we've made. Oh, a wee pile of faces at my door, hold on. Right, come on, Timmy darling, come on Baba. And you come, that's a boy. Always up a good as that Timmy one. Right, let's see what we've made. Now we've still to punch holes in these, but that's pretty much, tags are made. So, oh, wait a minute, we'll move that. We'll move that. And we'll have a look at them. So we've got that one there, which is the one we've made on the hoof. I've still to cut the corners. I can do that now, in fact. And if you're writing on this, obviously you're going to have to write on it with a white gel pen or something. Or you can get, I'll get a metallic Sharpies. I've got a gold one and a silver one in a drawer that are probably dried up because they've been sitting there that long. Right, that's us. We've still to punch a hole in the top of the tag, but that's pretty much the tag. And hopefully you can see the sheen of the pink. Look at that one, which was with a scrap. That one. I'll take photographs of each of them and put them at the end of the video. You know, because it's going to take me ages to do the video anyway, because it's not many bits. It's probably taking ages to watch through it. Sorry, I mean, I hate long videos. I find them quite tedious. Well, it's not that I find them tedious, it's just I've got the attention span of a goldfish. So I tend not to, pardon me, I tend not to enjoy things that are overly long, and this is going to be like eternal. And the ones we embossed and sewed at the beginning, so that's from one, oh Chip, just a minute, 2 minutes. From one sheet of paper we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we would have had 8 tags, which is pretty good value, I think. Thanks very much for your time today. I will probably do some more of these, but maybe do them with a view to doing them as pages in a book, you know, without doing the, you just basically do them as a background. But we'll tackle that in a day or two, because I want to sort of have a rethink of what I'm doing, because I know what the journal's meant to be, and these aren't, they're in keeping with it, and as far as I know the lassie likes pink, so they're pink, but they've got nothing else really in common. Oh well, they're vintage as well. I like vintage. Right, anyway, that's us. So, thanks very much for your time today. Hope I haven't bored you again. Any questions? Any advice? Give me a shout, and I'll see you all again in the very near future. Bye bye guys, bye.